Bam! Recording is on. Let's make sure this is going. And now the podcast audio is going. Alright, good to go?
Yep.
Alright. On this episode of BestPodcast NA, IEM Katowice.
New patch incoming.
I take a break week.
How does Heroes of the New Storm... Ooh, the New Storm. How does Heroes of the Storm stack up to LoL?
Professional player stress.
And Summoner tips.
Well, we don't have an iTunes giveaway this week since these are old show notes, but I give some iTunes show reviews on this episode of Best Podcast NA.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Welcome back to Best Podcast NA for, let's see, this is Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, the only League of Legends podcast on the new AMP Podcasting Network. I am Brian Haig, a.k.a. Wintermall.
A.k.a. Wintermall. And I am Julian Gould, a.k.a. Jokusis.
And we are just messing this entire episode up. But every week we bring you the newest tips, strategies, opinion, and news about League of Legends, the LCS, and more. Oh man. Rough intro, but we'll get it going. We'll get it going and make this a great episode.
No, it's action-packed week because, you know, this week was something a little different. IEMs, instead of our standard LCS analysis, there was no LCS, there was an IEM. How do you even pronounce the name?
Katowice.
Katowice. So, IEM Katowice, that was hosted in Paris, right?
I should know this. I am very sure. Katowice. Katowice. Is a
I think
center
it was Paris.
urban zone in Poland.
Oh, really? No,
Yes.
where did I hear Paris from?
It's another P country.
Yes, okay. Anyways, so it's different. We got to see all these different regions come together, play. I think the top prize pool, there's a StarCraft IEM and there's a League of Legends. Top prize for StarCraft is $100,000, I think. And then there's no second place, third or fourth place money prize. But for League of Legends, there's a $60,000 first place, and then I think $30,000 second place, and then $10,000 third and fourth place. So that's nice. Those are nice prize pools.
A lot of different countries competing too. South America, Korea, Taiwan, North America, Europe. Everyone's kind of their best of the best were representing at this tournament.
It was a really good performances by everyone. I thought all the countries represented them in very strong ways. There was a lot of, we even saw a lot of good NA play. We saw a lot of good EU play. We saw a lot of Korean hype train play. So
yeah, that Korean team, KT Rolster B,
KT Bullets.
What happened to SK Telecom? I'm surprised they weren't the ones representing the Koreans down there.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been really paying attention to OGN, but last time I checked, I mean, this was a while ago, SKT Telecom or whatever, they were on a winning streak. They haven't lost. They were winning every tournament. So I wonder what would happen. Maybe they split up and went to different teams. Maybe. I'm not sure.
It might just be that, what is it? SK Telecom might not even care about Katowice or the IEM. So they're probably just not concerned with it and let KT Rolster just kind of take the, I wouldn't say take the bullet, because that would be a pretty terrible pun right there. But, I don't know,
Tons of damage.
Let KT Rolster B take the head at representing Korea for that tournament.
I mean, they did an awesome job. They played really well. I mean, there was an interview, what's that one guy who does all the interviews with the brown hair?
On the NA side or EU side?
Yeah, NA side.
I couldn't tell off the top of my head.
Okay, well, the guy did an interview with one of the KT Bullets, and he asked a question saying, how does it make you feel that you guys weren't really, your fan base has gotten lower, and a lot of people didn't think that you would actually represent Korea as strongly as other teams. How'd that make you feel? And then they came in and said, all our players are strong players, and we really showed it this tournament, and we're really proud of ourselves for winning this tournament and not losing a single game.
Yeah, a lot of strong teams coming in. Taipei Assassins, I was surprised to see them fall as soon as they did. I think they lost against, was it Cloud9 or was it Gambit? I'm still trying to get the...
I think it was Gambit. I think it was Gambit.
Because Cloud9 made it into third place, actually, which I was really happy to see, having North America be
cool.
so high up in the final standings there.
And they fought valiantly against Fnatic, too. Fnatic won the first game, and then they actually came back the second game and didn't repeat the mistakes they made the first game. And then the third game, I didn't actually get to watch, but, I mean, I would assume that it was a really close game, and Fnatic just won.
That sounds like a repeat of Worlds. Because wasn't it a 2-1 for Fnatic at Worlds?
It might have been. I mean, Fnatic. I think that is a repeat of Worlds. I think so.
Yeah, I caught the KT versus Fnatic games, and those were pretty insane. The first game was really close, and I honestly thought that Fnatic was going to be able to beat them, but the team fighting of KT Rolster B was really strong.
They're just a unit.
Mm-hmm.
They synergize so well with each other. If one person rotates, they all rotate. If one person split pushing, they know exactly when they can go in, who they can catch, what scrimmages they can take. It's ridiculous. They move like a unit, like a full force army.
I was watching Insec on his Kazakhs in the first game versus Fnatic, and KT Rolster B was on the purple side. And he was always waiting in the blue buff on blue side, like always there, like every team fight, just kind of waiting to see who he can pick off. And he had a really interesting build too. He went for the attack damage jungle item, and then after that immediately went to a Maw of Malmortius, which is probably one of the most rare picked items in League of Legends, something you don't see very often because it's not a very good item. Like very late, yeah, but early on, like that's not something you normally see.
Yeah, you don't even see people building the first build. What is I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Hex Drinker.
You don't even see people building that very often. So to see a full Maw of Malmortius that's interesting.
That was
kind of interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking it's just really interesting to see that you get all these different teams that come together from different regions who haven't been playing with each other. They've been playing with their own kind of current meta. And when you look at the bans and the picks, you can kind of see that there's really similar champions that are always in meta, and then there's very kind of bans that are specific to certain teams in certain regions.
Yeah, looking at the KT Bullets and Fnatic games, Kassadin ban was definitely in there for from Fnatic to KT Bullets, and KT Bullets actually banned out Lee Sin, which I'm pretty surprised at, since Insec is one of, I think, isn't he regarded as the best Lee Sin in the world?
Yeah, I mean, he had just amazing. He's performed really well on Lee Sin, but I don't know. He performed really well on Lee Sin the one game I saw him play it. So, yeah, he's probably one of the best Lee Sins in the world. That's what he's referred to. But there's just so many good Lee Sin players.
The first game of the series, Insec was on Elise, which is the AP version of Lee Sin, so that's right up his alley playstyle. Second game was the Kazakhs game, which I watched. Third game, he was on...
I'm pretty sure he was on Lee Sin that game.
Yes, he was on Lee Sin. Yes, that's why I wanted to make this point, because he was on Lee Sin. And you saw him do many great outplays.
Yeah, he was really good at getting into the back line and just kicking out the AD carry. So I saw that happen often, and that's really good. If you can do that while surviving and getting out, that's really good.
And a Karma pick, too, from KT Rolster Bullets in that last game.
It was working really well for them.
I've seen a lot of Korean play with Karma, because they tend to prefer her. I've also seen some European play with Karma, but not as much. It's more of like a Diamond Prox cheese kind of thing.
I don't think the Koreans use Karma as a support, whereas the European side, I think we're using her as a jungle and a top lane for a while there.
Even a mid in some cases.
Yeah, but I think Korean like her as a support more for the... She brings a lot of utility with that big shield speed up, so you can initiate really well with her. And she's also got decent poke in lane, so...
In the second KT Bullet versus Fnatic game, what I was really impressed with, too, was Xpeke on his Gragas. And he was way out farming KT Bullets' mid. And granted, that mid was on LeBlanc. And Fnatic had some really good map control, but just lost in the end with Baron fights.
Xpeke was playing really well this whole tournament, though. I watched a lot of his games against Cloud9, and he was performing really well. He was making lots of initiations and outplaying people just as LeBlanc and all that kind of stuff. So props to Xpeke. He still got it. He's always been kind of known for some of his ridiculous plays.
How were those Cloud9 Fnatic games? Because they went to the third game out of 3.
They were good. First one was a little bit in the early game. Cloud9 looked like they were kind of getting ahead through just buffs, but buff control and counter juggling. But the thing is, Fnatic answered every time they went for a buff. They would answer with a dragon, or they'd answer with pushing or a couple kills. So realistically, Cloud9 was just not getting ahead, and their Vayne got so big that it didn't matter what they could do, and they just team fought better.
Was Fnatic running their usual group ganking kind of style? Because that's what they used against Cloud9 back in Worlds to really take them out.
They did the first game. A lot of what happened was High would go down bot with Shyvana, or maybe it's Balls, whoever's the top lane.
We should really figure this out for one of our episodes.
I know. Anyways, he'd be split pushing, and then that's when Fnatic would come in with their ganking, Pantheon. They've got LeBlanc, Pantheon. I knew they had Vayne, and I can't remember their support. I think it was Zyra.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really kind of catchy, long range. So they would come out of the bush and then just 4v4 and beat them because of their superior team fighting. And Shyvana would just be down there split pushing, not getting any objectives.
A lot of Zyra coming back too with the changes to the support items.
Yeah, with the new Spell Thief's Blade, I think she's seeing a lot more popularity.
Because it's the same thing with Morgana, where you have this AP champion that has attacks that'll do damage over time. So with Zyra, you have her plants, you have her Q. Granted, her Q doesn't do damage over time, but you can use that to get that guaranteed gold off.
Yeah.
So they play very similarly, and I'm actually pumped to go back to playing Zyra again since she was one of my main supports last season.
Yeah, it's really interesting just to see how different champions come into play just by a tweak of a little item,
Mm-hmm. Well, we saw that last season with Corki with that Triforce buff, and then all of a sudden Corki was everywhere.
Corki. There was a random Hecarim pick, and I don't even know who it was by. I just was looking through the bans and picks, and Hecarim got picked once. I mean, they didn't win the game, but I just kind of thought it was funny.
I haven't seen a Hecarim in a long time. I think he's a tier 2 jungler right now. He's still strong. I'm surprised we haven't seen more with the jungle changes to the Lizard Elder.
Maybe we'll see it. Elise and Evelyn have been really... They saw the most bans. Elise and Evelyn were banned a lot of the games. So you can kind of see that there's those couple champions that all the regions respect their damage, respect their play style and stuff, and they'll always kind of ban out the Elise, the Evelyn, so that they don't have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Evelyn picks here in these games. Also a lot of Aatrox, which it seems to be mostly a European thing though.
Yeah, Aatrox was banned twice, and then that's it. That's all the play he got for contesting. I don't think he was banned twice and played a couple times.
Because there's a TPA Gambit game where he was banned. I know he was definitely played in one of the Final Fnatic KT games.
Yeah. So he's highly contested.
A lot of
by definitely Europe. Europe likes Aatrox. They've always seemed to like Aatrox. Lulu I think she was the most highly contested champion of the LCS. She was either pick banned or picked or banned, I guess. But people want Lulu as a support or a mid.
And she's strong in both roles. I mean, Spell Thief's Edge for support, and then mid, she does her thing where she's just this shielding, speeding up, keeping people alive with all that AP.
Yeah. So yeah, she's strong. So if you don't know, I'm just gonna go through the ladder. KT Bullets is a Korean team who won, and they went on a winning streak. They didn't lose any of their games. Second came Fnatic, who fought valiantly, and they played very well this tournament. Third was Cloud9, and representing NA. That was that was definitely pulled out of a hat. I definitely didn't think they would get that far, but
I was pleasantly surprised to see Cloud9 that high up.
Yeah, and then fourth is Gambit, which is really cool. I've always liked Fnatic and Gambit. I liked the Gambit back when they were Moscow 5. I've always thought they were really, really good players, funny, and also just innovative players. They always kind of bring up neat stuff, neat plays, especially as Moscow 5.
Fnatic and Gambit have continuously shown that they are two of the best teams in the world. They're always up there on tournaments. I mean, Fnatic was champion season 1. Gambit's always not too far behind. They've always consistently been in Worlds. They're in all these tournaments. I mean, they've proven themselves just to be these great teams.
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about them here in the NA scene at all because we're not part of it. But every time there's a tournament where I get to watch them, this is why I always go back and say, man, I really do like Fnatic. And they just have such an old team now. Most of their players are original. I think the only one that's not an original is the AD Carry. New AD Carry. I think he's new. I'm not even sure. I couldn't tell you. But most of the players are all pretty old. They've all been playing for a long time, and they're all really good, and they all synergize really well.
Mm-hmm. And even when Edward left, Gambit took a kind of a nosedive there for a bit with their new support, and then bringing Edward back, they're right up at the top of the EU ladder again.
Yeah, so it's good. I like the Europe scene. I think they have a really fun playstyle to watch as well. They're very highly aggressive, lots of team fights. They're not all about farming for 25 minutes. They want to get in. They want to start fighting, getting big leads.
Maybe in the summer split we should do the European scene instead of the NA scene.
Oh, I wish. I mean, it's just kind of hard to find time to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Have to be some VODs and stuff. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, NA works for us because with my work schedule, I can always catch the games on the weekend, and with your school schedule, same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe we can try. We'll see. We'll see
or maybe just get more into it, because we really just covered North America, and covering European opens up our options too.
Yeah, we could have two. We could try and do 2 if we can, but we'll see what happens. I'd be interested.
There'll be a lot
in
of show content.
2-hour show. 2-hour show.
But personal MVP of Katowice.
I'm gonna give it to Reckless, Fnatic's AD Carry. He played a game against Cloud9 as Vayne, and he was just really, really good. He knew when he had to farm, and he also knew when he had to fight, and his micromanagement was just superb. He would be in and out, getting good kills, and then getting out right away, dodging skill shots. So I'm gonna give it to him. I thought he played really well.
I'm giving it to Insec because it's Insec and he's amazing. Every time I saw him, he was in the right place at the right time and getting the kills he needed.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good.
Today's LCS discussion was sponsored by The Old Man from the Hill, Lessons in Qigong and Tai Chi by Steve Zimkowski. The story of a young boy sent to spend the summer with his grandparents. A chance encounter with an old Chinese man leads him to learn the ancient Chinese health exercises of Qigong and Tai Chi. As he learns, he finds that his health and his life are changing for the better, and the encounter is the beginning of a lifelong friendship. The Old Man from the Hill is available now through Amazon, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. And into our games of the week, which I had very little. I've been taking the week off. I think Oh, go ahead.
You kind of took a break when I was kind of taking a break. Although it wasn't a full break for me. It was more I was really frustrated because I'm on Shaw, and it looks like Shaw is having a really bad time with League servers, and
Shaw?
I was just lagging. Yeah, Shaw is a internet provider.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing is, that's why I wrote down here Canada users or Canadian users. Shaw is really big in Canada, but as soon as you go over to the States, you have a lot more options with what you want to do. We don't really have many options. We've got Shaw and TELUS are our 2 major providers, and usually that's what you go for. So Shaw users were seeing lots of lag. It would constantly, you'd be playing, and then you just lag for 30 seconds, and it would be like it would say attempting to reconnect, and then you'd reconnect, and then probably 2 minutes later it would do it again for 30 seconds. So it was really awful to play. And then just when I thought it was okay, I would go into a ranked game and it would hit me again. So I was getting really frustrated. So I haven't played many games for the last week because I've just been getting these really bad lag spikes. So I've probably played 5 games in the last week. 3 of them I've probably lagged out a bunch. 2 of them I've been lucky.
Is this only with League of Legends, or is this with every game on the internet
It's
provider?
with League of Legends. I don't know why. It's only with League. I've gotten 1 loss prevented, so they understand that something's happening, but sometimes they can't catch it. So I've gotten 1 loss prevented and just 2 losses that were just not good. But
I know the 2 big U.S. ones are Time Warner Cable and Comcast. And I know there's a lot of bitching on both ends about which one is worse, but I'm on Time Warner, and I have issues every once in a while, but it's nothing too debilitating. occasionally it'll come across, like a storm rolls through and the internet's out for a while, or it'll just randomly disconnect. But I haven't had too many large problems with the Time Warner cable.
Yeah. But if I've had to talk about my games this week, the couple that I played, let's say that I had a couple good Thresh games or one good Thresh game. My Thresh win rate is way up because for some reason every time I play Thresh, I get really lucky. So I'm gonna, yeah.
So the opposite
Thresh
of me last season.
Thresh is my guy, dude. I think I'm like 4-0 with him.
That's
Yeah.
good. I mean,
And
I've the most games of my season so far have been Thresh.
Yeah, I only play him when I need to play support and if he's open.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even that great at him. It's just like I've been getting really lucky. So yeah, what about your games? Or
I played like a couple Dominions to kill time, and then I played one game as Mundo on Summoner's Rift and got my butt handed to me from a Teemo.
That's bad. Oh, actually, I did have a Mundo game as well. Actually, I could talk about. So I got placed against Trundle. That's the worst experience of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever play Mundo against Trundle, or like if you have to, you're gonna hate your life. He just beats you so badly. There's nothing you can do about it. He just steals everything. You have no damage against him. It's bad.
I found that I do bad as top laners that don't have an early game because I just can't play those well. Like, you give me an early game top lane champ, I will do my best with them. I can play Aatrox up there. I can do Shyvana. Irelia even, Jarvan. As long as they have that early damage that I can go for that level 2 kill, then I'm fine. But give me someone like Shen and I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm the opposite. Well, I've played a couple champions that are good at level 2 kind of fights, but if it was a generalized playstyle, I would have to be the opposite. I'm really good with the Mundo,
The Nasus.
the Nasus. Yeah, I'm just good at really just farming, not dying, and taking as much, getting as strong as I can for the mid to late game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I just haven't been playing much. A lot of Warcraft, a lot of Hearthstone, just to take my mind off of League, because I'd had a really hard week before with the ranked games, so I just kind of need to take a break. A lot of
I'm not
losing.
doing too well either. Still.
We'll get back into it. Maybe this week we'll dive back in and get some wins.
Yeah, it's spring break, y'all.
Bring out my Zyra and Morgana and run that AP bot lane.
Spring break, y'all. While everyone's partying, I'm sitting here playing League. So, you want to talk about the game info?
I do. League hasn't been getting much updates recently since the Vel'Koz patch just came through, but their competitor Blizzard released the technical alpha for Heroes of the Storm, which is their MOBA answer. I'm surprised Blizzard has taken this long to get into a MOBA since MOBA started on Warcraft 3, which was a Blizzard game.
Yeah, I mean, they were originally Heroes of the Storm was supposed to be released on the StarCraft arcade,
Mm-hmm.
and then they realized that there was a lot of potential for it, and they could make it bigger and better. So they decided that they were going to release it as a separate game. So even if you get into the alpha, I was watching Total Biscuit, the whole UI and stuff is all StarCraft. So there's some of the settings that don't even relate to Heroes of the Storm. It's still run on the StarCraft engine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. But it looks good from what I've seen. I mean, you want to talk about it a little bit? I've got my 2 cents. You can go first, though.
Yeah, so one of the things is the general team level. So I think the team levels up together, don't they? And that, like,
Yeah.
you're not going to have one champion that's up at, like, level 18 while someone else is at level 6. Everyone just kind of levels at the same time. So I guess that eliminates these, like, different team fight scenarios that you would see in, like, League of Legends. So instead you have these even team fights, I guess, on all ends.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of... They're trying to eliminate the one guy is going to ruin the game drastically
No
for
more
you. I
carrying.
mean, one guy can still ruin the game for you. But it's not like one guy is going to feed them a bunch and be super underleveled where he's going to be irrelevant the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the idea is that you're still relevant the whole game, but you can get them, you can make them stronger than you as a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the website here right now for Heroes of the Storm, and one of the big things it highlights is what's your type. Each hero offers different strengths and weaknesses depending on their role. So there's the Assassin, which I guess would be about the same as you would expect in League of Legends, someone
Yeah.
bursty. The Warrior, which I assume is someone kind of tanky. The Support, So they have Malfurion here as their support. Let's see, support heroes like Malfurion can swing the tide of battle, assisting with healing, buffs, and other abilities. Okay, so yes, support, same thing. And then specialist. So let's see, other types include the siege and commander heroes, which are more specialized roles that bring different strengths as you build a team. So it sounds almost like a different kind of support, but like a support in like a certain area. But I guess I'd have to play it to find out.
Well, I know that there's also, I think I was reading that there's no gold per se. There's talent trees. So it's not like builds, and not everyone builds the same way. It's a way you spec the ways the champ. There's different ways you can spec the champion or the hero.
It looks good. There's like different maps and different game types. Because it says here battlegrounds that shape gameplay, and that there's a number of unique battlegrounds. So I think that might be kind of more similar to like World of Warcraft, where you have like different battlegrounds with different kind of game objectives. Where you have like something that's like, hold this thing to acquire points, or like capture the flag, or holding objectives kind of thing.
I'm kind of glad that Blizzard's taking this MOBA differently than League. They're not kind of copying the same ideas as League.
I feel they're making it more of like a fun and like easily accessible way.
Yeah, they're not. That's why I think it's not going to become a professional game.
It might. It seems like it's a game that's easy to get into, it seems, but it might be where, like, if you put enough skill into it, you will be significantly better, and you might see that competitive play with it.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be competitive play. I just don't think it's going to be as... It's not going to stack up against League for their professional level, just because when there's so many game modes like that, it's hard to balance everything the same, you know?
I mean, they're taking a lot of stuff from League, like inspiration. Like, they're making it free to play, and the way you make money is you can use that to buy the heroes and buy skins for the heroes. So it seems like the pricing's about the same as League as well. Like there's different tiers here. Like it's 2,000 in-game gold to get a hero, or that would be equivalent to $4. The next tier up is 5,500 gold, or about $7.50, and then the highest rank heroes are 10,000 gold, or about $10. And then skins are, let's see, $7.50, $10, $12.50, and $15. So skins seem like they're probably about the same, maybe more expensive than League, and same thing with the heroes.
Yeah. It seems kind of like they have tiers of champions. Does that mean the champion is better, though?
I don't know, because League kind of has that too.
Kind of, though. They've been really good at balancing all champions, even ones that are worth less, IP or RP wise. And it just seems like they're making top tier champions $10 compared to some that are $5 or $4. So how can they justify certain champions being so much more if they're not better, per se? Like, does it become a pay to win kind of thing?
I hope not. I don't think Blizzard hasn't made that a point in any of their games where it's a pay to win. I mean, Warcraft, if you pay, you're getting like an extra mount or something. I don't think StarCraft has any pay options. And Hearthstone is just you get your cards quicker. So I doubt that they're going to make that a pay-to-win style thing.
I hope
Let's see. Current free rotation. So they're doing free rotations as well, apparently.
Okay.
Let's see. Heroes. Maybe I can get some kind of clue as to what the different prices here are. Maybe it's because... Maybe they divide it by, like... No, there's only 3 tiers. They want to divide it by, like, Assassin and Warrior. Let's see. It doesn't give me a list of prices here. I'll try to find that out, and maybe we'll talk about it next episode. But yeah, I'm curious to see why they're doing this kind of division. Or maybe it's... Nah, never mind. That point was moot, because I was going to say maybe it's for the skins, but the skins are already on there. Also, there was mounts in there that are $10 and $20. So I'm not sure what the significance of mounts are. I assume it's just movement speed kind of thing.
Yeah, it's movement speed things. You can actually mount up if you're going places. It's kind of cool.
But... analysts have crunched the numbers for Heroes of the Storm and found out that it's going to cost about $475 to buy everything in the game. So if you want everything, just throw $500 in, and there you go. You own the entirety of a Blizzard game.
That's not expensive at all.
Let's overall just heroes from different Blizzard games. So if you like StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo, you'll see some of your favorite lore characters there bashing it out. Kind of like a Super Smash Brothers, but with a MOBA twist on it.
That's kind of cool, though. I like it, because the Blizzard's always had such a rich lore. So it's kind of cool that...
I've heard that they're kind of like making fun of that in the game, too. Like, one of the shopkeepers would be like, why are we fighting again? Like, I don't understand this. And they're like, it
That's
doesn't
pretty
matter,
funny.
just go kill their Nexus.
That's kind of funny. That's good. I'm glad that Blizzard's, finally making this MOBA, and I have a feeling that it's actually going to be pretty fun and when it comes out. And hopefully I get into the beta, so that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
I'm looking forward to hopefully getting into the alpha or the beta. Get some videos up and some playstyle. I want to try out a lot of the heroes, too.
Yeah, and they all look so interesting, and some of the skins look really good, too.
Let's see, right now there are... Let's see, find some notable ones. Illidan, Kerrigan, Raynor, Zeratul, Arthas, Diablo, Tyrael. Let's see, Blightwing, a fairy dragon, that's interesting. Malfurion, Tassadar, Uther, Tyrande, Yaslo. There's some, like, lesser-known lore people in here, too. Like, it has, like, a Nubarak down here, Chen Stormstout. I guess Jaina was a major lore character, so that one's out of the question. Let's see,
Yeah.
Rexxar, Sylvanas, Thrall. A lot of Warcraft. Seems like Warcraft's kind of the biggest pool of champs here.
Hmm.
But yeah, Heroes of the Storm looks fun. Definitely gonna pick it up. See how it stacks up against League. I predict a pro scene around it eventually. Probably not as big
Yeah,
as League, but it's gonna be there.
I kind of hope so. It might be kind of fun to follow two pro scenes and compare, contrast, all that kind of stuff.
See what kind of teams form out of it.
For sure. I'm excited. I've been kind of looking for another game to play too. I mean, as much as I love WoW and League, it just feels like it gets kind of stagnant sometimes, and you kind of want to branch out and do other things, but I haven't really found anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting back into Warcraft a bit and experimenting with some of the PvP in there because I haven't done that in a long time. Like, I haven't done
Yeah.
serious WoW PvP in a couple of years. So getting back into it, just kind of fooling around on a different character and having some
Yeah.
fun.
That's good. All right. Oh, I mean, we already talked about Riot and their attacks against certain providers, but if someone could let me know when that issue is completely fixed, that would be awesome.
Oh, and this just in, there's a League patch actually dropping tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and this is patch 4.4. So this is over on Reign of Gaming, and a lot of different updates coming in. Changes to Lichbane, which I think we talked about on last week or the week before show, where I think they're decreasing the base AD on it, aren't they?
Oh, really?
Let's see. Tied to the Lichbane, we balance the item to compensate for the changes, and there are champions who like Lichbane for its high burst, low cooldown properties. High burst isn't unhealthy if it's timed, blah 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 blah. Hitting Lichbane means we can revisit certain champions in the future and maybe buff them up. So it seems that they're nerfing Lichbane a bit to work on other champions that kind of rely on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's see, what else is going on? Game owners now labeled as owners of the game. Fixed a reconnect issue where players who restarted the client while spectating a custom game were stuck on a blank. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Stuff with Kassadin. We've increased Kassadin's attack range. I think this is all that those weird Kassadin changes are going live. Wait, no, this is just visuals. Or is it?
Is it
Or is it-
visuals?
There's visuals on particles have been updated for Kassadin. It increased his attack range. Let's see. He now ignores unit collision. Yeah, these are all the different updates we discussed last week. So these are just
That's
going
what I
live.
thought.
Yeah, I think we discussed a lot of this last week. Let's see, Annie stuff. Yeah, this is the Annie. The Annie changes
nerf.
that she's less of
Yeah.
a support powerhouse and should go, go back to a mid, decreasing base damages kind of thing.
Yeah,
Let's see,
No.
Diana buffs to her passive.
that's the bonus auto attack damage.
Yeah, the ability power ratio from that's going to a 0.6 to a 0.8. So Diana buff's coming in, because I think that's to reflect the Lichbane change. A lot of Elise changes here. Stun duration being reduced on the Cocoon at early levels. Venomous Bite looks like its percent damage is going down. Neurotoxin damage, yeah, there's a lot of nerfs to Elise going in there. But I mean, she's been contested for this entire season, and I'm surprised we haven't seen these earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ezreal getting a buff to his Q's Mystic Shot AP ratio. Let's see. Fizz. Lichbane's a pretty key item on Fizz, so we're giving the little fish dude a buff to compensate for the item change. So, doubling the AP power on his Seastone Trident, which is his debut. Heimerdinger. Oh, cool. Heimerdinger visual update going live. That'll be nice to see.
Yeah, we talked about the different skins. Will be fun.
Let's see. Kog'Maw. something with Kog'Maw here. I guess they're reworking Kog'Maw a bit. I don't really feel like reading through all this on the show. Let's see, Nautilus getting some buffs to Titan's Wrath. Sivir getting nerfed. Skarner getting buffed. Thresh, something quality of life. Still thinking about picking up souls. Tristana, let's see, Q has no mana cost now.
Oh, really?
Vi.
Huh.
Vi is getting nerfs to base damages, but increasing her ratios. So yeah, just nerfing Vi's early game, it seems. Font
That's kinda
updates.
nice.
Jungle stuff. Something with Karthus, LeBlanc, bug fix. Something with Lux, something with Quinn. Bear stance on Udyr. So also just a lot of quality of life stuff. Oh, this is the cooldown for the trinkets getting updated too. So yeah, this is all stuff we've discussed previously on the show, just kind of coming to live. The new change to the Wriggles Lantern where it transforms into another item. Let's see, gets more attack speed, more gold. Graphical updates to a couple spells. Wow, there's actually a lot of stuff in this. And a new Rumble skin preview. Whoa.
Wait, really?
Hero of a fallen city. How can they be a hero if I can't protect them? This isn't the end. It's a time for an upgrade. I'm predicting Rumble legendary skin here.
Is it just a text thing or any pictures or what?
It's like, it looks like a little comic. Because it has Rumble like standing on top of his machine. There's a lot of like forests on fire.
That'd be cool. I think Rumble's definitely needed a new skin since releases.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming for a Rumble skin. He hasn't got one at all, and he's been out for as long as I've been playing. He was out before I even started.
Yeah, no. I was there when he came out, but another person who needs a new skin is Yorick. Yorick needs a new skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Yorick's with the same boat where they want to rework him first before they put all the work into a new skin, and maybe release that skin with the rework.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, he definitely is kind of an odd champion.
Because they don't really like his playstyle right now, and they want to do something with all the different ghouls and ghosts he summons, but they don't really have a concise direction of where they want to go with that. I know they've sent out a couple like little changes of like, we could go this way, we could go this way. We kind of want some community feedback, maybe put some stuff on the beta and see how it goes.
I think they want Yorick to be more of that, like, we summon ghosts and these ghosts are scary, guys. You need to be careful. Whereas right now, it's not about the ghost.
Right now, you're just kind of throwing ghosts at people, and if they do damage, that's great. If not, well, oh well, you're throwing ghosts at them. Yeah,
it's like more of his damage just comes from his early game running in and queuing people kind of thing. He kind of plays a lot like Nasus, almost, it feels like. When you get like a big Nasus, and you just run at them and keep them constantly slowed, and you're just constantly, hitting them, that's what it feels like. He doesn't really, the ghosts don't feel like they're doing ghostly stuff.
Did you also see the thing on Reddit about the Korean player that attempted suicide?
No, what was that?
I don't remember what the player's name was, but it was one of the Korean players who attempted suicide because of something that got out about match fixing.
Really?
So I turned into this big thing about like suicide prevention, and it was weird to see that like this could affect someone this badly. But I mean, I guess that would put his entire career on the line and his method of making money on the line as well.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's sad to see. And
so what exactly happened then? Like, there was a...
I am looking up... Well, let's see, Random Gaming is just giving me stuff on suicide prevention, which doesn't help me. He was during little life changes. Quote from Jax, which doesn't help me out here. Man, I really should have done more research on this, but I just remembered about it since we mentioned it in the show title. Oh well, we'll get back to it. For now, we'll do some summoner tips. So what is your tip for the week, Julian?
My tip. Well, here it is. If you want to get good at the game, you got to do research with the game. Whether it's watching LCS, reading guides, reading interviews, or watching interviews of the pro players, you're going to have to, watch and learn from the best. If you want to get good, watch the best. It's the same thing with lots of sports. If you want to get good, you get the best to coach you. And there's just when it comes down to gaming, because it's really easy to access guides and stuff, which is basically having a coach, it's easy to go online, go to solomid.net, search up guides, go to Twitch, see who's gaming. Boy might be streaming. Check out Boy if you're interested in mid lane, all that kind of stuff. So that's how I've seen it. I've been doing it for a while. I'll watch Twitch, lots of Twitch. I'll read up on guides if I'm not sure how to build a certain champion, all that kind of stuff.
You can pick up a lot of stuff from watching pros, like ways to CS, other strategies you wouldn't pick up normally.
Yeah, you can watch lots of pros. Lots of pros will give you tips on stream, and but lots of the times you can just literally watch them and see how they play and just pick up on little things as well. Pick up on play styles of certain champions. You can pick up on when they might go aggressive in the lane. Do they hit 2? Do they hit 3? Do they clear up certain minions before they go aggressive? Is the matchup even beneficial to try and be super aggressive? You never know. So in this case, you don't have to always go into game and try it yourself. You could watch someone and see if it actually would work.
One of the things that I did when I initially started playing was I would get myself really pumped up to buy a champion, and so I'd go and watch YouTube videos of that champion in action. And from watching that, I actually learned a lot of game tips about things outside of that champion. Like I was watching Nocturne play and watched whoever was playing him flash over a wall, and this was probably level 10 or so for me. So I was completely like, whoa, I didn't know I could do that. I will use this next game I try. Also, like flash jukes where you make it look like you're flashing forward, but you're like flashing behind them into a bush and just recall.
Yeah,
that was a big tip that I learned, and I pulled that off successfully a couple times in game. I should do that more. Actually, I kind of forgot about doing that.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome to just be able to take this advice or these tips of these pro players and put it into your own play style and realize you don't have to practice your own innovations. You can try other people's stuff, and it's the best way to learn, honestly.
But I did find some more info on that Korean player.
Oh, did you?
He's in the hospital after accusing his former team manager of match fixing, and then he leapt from a 12-story building. So apparently he's in some pretty rough shape. Let's see, the player Promise accused his manager of lying to his players and the team sponsor in order to supplement his gambling habit and debt. Many details of his post, now with multiple translations on Reddit, have already been confirmed by fellow players and other members of the industry. Wow.
Jeez.
So it's for an esports club. Let's see, on GameBNet, Baki's team run by manager No Dae Chul performed poorly throughout the 2013 Championship Spring Tournament, and once it was over, AHQ dissolved. According to Key, the team never stood a chance. Wow. So it seemed like a lot of stuff just coming together and then just kind of took its toll on him.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really not... it's just sad. Stuff like that happens.
And this is a really unfortunate plug, but the GamerCast is up for their advertisement here. And Sony this week's Summoner Tips. Let's make it the Summoner Tips and not the attempted suicide here that they're sponsoring. Yeah. But if you're tuning in, it means you're ready to join the battle to improve, support, and grow the wide world of video gaming. Here on The Good Fight, we tackle the tough issues in gaming, discussing news and upcoming titles, not news. Man, I really need to get this whole reading thing down. Discussing flaws, glorifying successes, shedding light on overlooked titles, and much more. The Good Fight broadcasts every other week on the new AMP network. Check us out on Facebook.com/GoodFightGamerCast and Twitter @GoodFightGcast. That's a really cool podcast. I've been on there a couple times. I really should get back in there. I picked up
it's fun.
Picked up Far Cry 3 way back over Christmas time and talked about how I had bought it on there but never followed up. So I should get on there in the next couple of weeks and just kind of give my thoughts on Far Cry.
Did you beat it?
I'm in the progress. I'm kind of getting there.
It's good. It's good. Good ending and everything. I like it. I won't give anything away though.
A lot of games buying for my time.
Yeah, no, it's good. I played a lot of that game when I bought it on sale probably a year ago.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of good stuff about the co-op for it too.
I didn't dabble too much in the co-op, but I wish I did. Maybe we could.
Give it a shot. Do some YouTube shorts for it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's pretty old, but why not?
Let's see. And after Summoner Tips, we move into our final segment, which is contests and mailbag. This segment is all about answering emails, giving shoutouts, and announcing contest winners. We did not have a contest this week. We had a contest the week before, which was to give us a good review on iTunes, and we're still waiting to hear back from the winner from that. So if you're listening, Mr. Need Skin Code from last week's iTunes giveaway, please contact us at our email at newampnetwork@gmail.com, and we will get you that RP. It is sitting in my backpack and waiting for you. It is begging you to buy a skin.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to take it, I'll take it.
I might have
give it to
to,
me.
or we might just do another Twitter contest then.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the most effective, and then we can communicate right with the winner.
Yeah, it seems like it worked well.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go through and read a couple of our good iTunes reviews here. The podcast review 2014 says, "Fun show. Hosts are really personable." I like that. I like being personable.
Yes, I like that too.
Brandon
I like
LA. Hosts have a lot of useful information and a lot of information to say and are great. I should just stop reading things.
Here, you want me to pull it up and try?
I'm good. Let's see. Gamer 2013-15. Great to listen to.
Wow, thank you, gamer.
Let's see. Navigator 13. An interesting and entertaining podcast. Great hosts too.
Aw,
Outphase.
my heart.
This is a good new podcast for League of Legends players. So is it a podcast for new League of Legends players or just a new
Is it
podcast
a
for
new
League of Legends players?
podcast? Maybe it's both. It's like a double meaning. It's a good new podcast for new players, but it's also new, relatively, as in the time it's been out.
If you have any discussion topics you want to send us, or want to give a shout out to your loved ones about League of Legends, your duo queue partner, whoever you want to talk to, you can send us an email at newampnetwork@gmail.com with the subject Best Podcast NA. Bam.
Or you can also contact us on Twitter.
Ah, yes, you can also do that. You can contact us on Twitter at Best Podcast NA. Actually, no, at New Amp Network. We haven't made a Best Podcast NA Twitter, which we
Not
probably should do.
Yeah, we probably should, so we can have all that stuff streaming through Best Podcast instead of through the New Amp Network Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is probably going to be about where we're wrapping it up. Kind of a shorter show tonight because Julian's got places to be and people to see.
Yeah, I'm pretty popular,
You could say people know me.
People to drive.
People to drive. Oh yeah, you're DDing.
Yeah.
So you have people
No.
relying on you.
It's great. Don't ever agree to do it.
It's fun occasionally.
It's not bad. For this situation, it might not be as fun because it's kind of a small get together. So I'd rather be.
Sometimes it's fun being the one in the driver's seat and everyone else around you is just belligerent.
Yeah,
I guess that
that's
teeters
kinda
fun depending on what's going on, but I've had some fun times with people that are just acting really dumb.
Yeah, sometimes they do act really dumb, so it's kind of funny.
Well, that's all the time we have for Best Podcast NA on this shorter episode. You can check out our weekly episodes at newampnetwork.com, and make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere else great podcasts are sold. We also have a New Amplitude Patreon page over at patreon.com/newampnetwork, where you can give back to the network you love so much. We give you episodes of all kinds of shows almost every day of the week. So if you give us like $1 for every episode, I mean, that would make a hell of a lot of a difference for us. Get us some new equipment, get some new shows to you, get some YouTube videos up, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yes.
Well, let's make it official now and just do another Twitter giveaway for next week. So I'll put a tweet out to retweet and just follow us and retweet the comment, and you will be eligible to win $10 of RP for next week's episode.
This is exciting.
Done and done. Let's see. Of course. Oh, you got something to say?
No, I was just saying boom.
Oh, okay. Well, and of course, this has been a production of the New Amp Podcasting Network. For more audio enjoyment, check out our website at newampnetwork.com, and you can like and follow us on social media at New Amp Network on Twitter and on Facebook at facebook.com/newampnetwork. You can follow me on Twitter at CheddarWales, and you can follow Julian at Jacusis on Twitter. Let's see, I already discussed our Patreon page. If you like our show, send us an email. We'll read some cool stuff out on the air next week. So that is all for Best Podcast NA for Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day of 2014. We will catch you all later.